Welcome to the XYZ podcast. I'm millennial producer Tony. Joining me as always are our hosts, Gen X Brian.
Good to see ya.
And Gen Z Winston.
What it do?
What's everybody drinking tonight?
Clearly it's a Saturday evening because we all have beverages in hand, so cheers. I'm holding up mine, which is a lovely bourbon.
Pinkies up, Brian.
Pip.
I do like that Brian's always like, I've got bourbon, but he's like, no free advertising. I won't tell you what it is.
This one is actually, the past ones have been a little bit not embarrassing, but whiskey snobs would definitely look down their nose at previous ones. This was a Christmas present. It's Davidson's Reserve. So it's got a little more kick to it. It's very good. But
I have a boozy alcoholic milkshake, a Reese's Pieces one. And I made sure to crush up some Reese's Pieces and put it on the inside. So I have
That's good. I hear chewing is great for podcasts. And then Tony, what did you have? You had something that looked nice.
I got my typical cider and black, my Epcot drink.
There you go. Give Epcot some free plugs, and then maybe they could send us down there.
That's it. Disney needs the money to help with their lawsuit right now. So
good grief, man. Oh, I've been reading that, and it's insane. But that could go on forever, so we won't even get into that.
Something we were talking about just recently, Winston, I asked you the question, do you know the phrase jumping the shark?
I do not. What is that?
I want to have, as always, I'd like to have you guess first.
Straight out of the gate. What is jumping the shark?
Jumping the shark?
Yeah. What do you think that is in reference to?
Is that like getting a head start on something?
That's a solid guess.
Yeah.
But it's a reference to television.
Oh, a reference to television.
It's a phrase used in entertainment.
Kickstarting something, maybe? Like producing something or I don't know. I mean, I've heard of swimming with the shark, but jumping with the shark. Or
jumping the shark.
I've yet to hear that. No. So I have zero idea.
Okay, so did we cover whether or not you know what Happy Days is? Right, we talked about that the other day. Right, yeah. Okay. Happy Days, the
Off
show.
Air. The original conversation started with you said that you Fonzied your speakers. And then we had to explain
that's right.
Who Fonzie was, and then we had to go back and explain what Happy Days was.
Happy Days was a show in the 80s. It ran in the 80s, 70s, and then was syndicated forever. Yeah. But the Happy Days took place in the 50s. Now, I'm gonna tie this whole thing back around to Weezer here shortly, and so. They had this cool guy Fonzie, which would be a little bit weird now. Why this like older guy was constantly hanging around these kids? You know, he would be deemed a predator at this point. He was harmless. But if suddenly you got this older guy in a leather jacket hanging around the malt shop where all the young high school kids are hanging out, that would be cause for concern these days. But in the show, it was totally fine. He was a good guy. The ladies loved him, and he was just the pinnacle of cool. And my reference to Fonzieing something is he would walk inside the soda or Al's, right? Al's was the restaurant where they all hung out, and he didn't have to put coins in the jukebox. He would just pound it with his fist, and immediately songs would start playing. Like, that's how cool he was. For some reason, like anytime I slap something on the side to get it to work, an old TV, and again, you don't really do that with digital stuff, but back in the day, you'd have a TV whose tube was on the fritz, you'd smack the side of the TV and it would work out. It would sometimes fix itself. All that's the build up to jumping the shark.
Jumping the shark refers to anything now that has basically on the downhill slope of popularity. Mm-hmm. So if you have a show, typically TV shows where they go, all right, well, this has jumped the shark. It's all in reference to an episode of Happy Days where the Fonz was water skiing and jumped over a shark in the show. And this show being very popular, after that episode, everyone was just like,
what the hell was that?
I don't know what's going on here anymore. And I don't think I'm into it. So I think I'm done.
Yeah.
Anytime a series does something so incredibly ridiculous that everyone's like, I'm out.
Yeah.
That show has jumped the shark.
It's jumped the shark. It's past its prime. Yeah.
Oh man, that's pretty good.
The fact that it's 11 seasons Happy Days went on. So I mean, you got to give them. That's a long time for a show to be on the air. Started 1974. So Happy Days is as old as I am.
Yikes.
So yeah, so 11 seasons. Most sitcoms are lucky to run 6, 7 seasons these days. So yeah, but I don't even know what season it was, but by season 11 they were running out of ideas for what these folks had to do. So for whatever reason, Fonzie, the cool guy, he was a badass. He's water skiing, which is just kind of funny, in his leather jacket, if I'm not mistaken.
Leather jacket?
Yeah,
oh,
right.
Man.
And he jumped over the shark, and that somehow that term became like, okay, this is past its prime. It's jumped the shark.
That's hilarious. Because I mean, yeah. I know for a fact that I have experienced TV show where I'm just like, yeah, I'm out of here, or you were just getting so ridiculous, like jump the shark type of thing. But not once have people my age or me ever said, oh, the show jumped the shark. Because like off the top of my head, it's Riverdale. Like Riverdale got so terrible after season 1, and everybody is like, oh man, it just went downhill. But like we never referenced the phrase jump the shark.
No? Okay. Well,
yeah.
I liked that saying because it was really funny, because it was that's like a fun way to say the show used to be great, but it kind of sucks now.
You need a context for it. I mean, if we've never seen Happy Day or know the cultural impact of that episode where he jumped over the shark, we wouldn't be able to use that phrase, right?
I would have just thought it was one of those phrases that transcended it, that people use it and don't realize where it came from. But I'll say this before you continue. It was in the 5th season that episode happened.
Oh, jeez.
It was only the 5th season, and there is a ridiculous picture of the Fonz on water skis in swim trunks wearing that leather jacket.
Yes.
Can you share your screen? I want to see it.
We're really driving this to a visual podcast because we keep talking.
The audience doesn't need to see it.
They can Google. All they have to Google is Fonz jumping the shark.
That's hilarious. He's actually wearing his leather jacket.
Yeah.
That's pretty freaking funny. Man.
But to tie it back to Weezer, the video for Buddy Holly incorporates footage from Happy Days and even has the Fonz in the video dancing.
They hired the Fonz to show up in the Weezer music video?
No, that was when the technology of being able to after Forrest Gump. Okay, another movie question. This could be on Winston's watch list. Have you seen Forrest Gump?
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
Oh, Winston!
Forrest Gump! Cultural touchstone. Like,
that's a more recent movie.
I thought
it is. It is. I know a lot about it. I know a ton about it, but I just never was like, oh, let me just sit down and watch Forrest Gump of all movies.
Let's reiterate that Winston was a film major, right?
Hold on. Before you go, I gotta see what year this movie came out.
I'm guessing 94.
94. That's before I was born. It don't count.
Did you check me on that? Is that correct?
It is 94. I just Googled it. Yeah,
nice.
So it's before my time. So I'm not obligated to go back and watch it.
So only movies. Okay, when were you born?
1999. So we'll start at 2000 and up.
Okay.
Right? That's 20 years. That's 22 years.
That's 23 years worth of films. But I think I think everybody's realized that they ran out of ideas a long time ago. So everything is just rehashes of rehashes of rehashes. Forrest Gump was an original. It had cutting edge like graphics at the time, like because they were able to superimpose Tom Hanks as Forrest Gump in these like historical instances of where he showed up in history. It's a great movie. It's like, again, that's like one of those. I'm not going to try and sell you on The Wizard of Oz. It's a cultural movie, but Forrest Gump, I would say, equally important movie in history.
I'll tell you what, since there's going to be a remake or prequel or whatever to Wizard of Oz, I will watch that when it comes out. And I'll get back to you. Who is it that we found out was gonna play Oz? It was
no, Wicked. Wicked is coming.
Wicked. Yeah,
this is Wicked. This was
it's a prequel.
It is. You'd have to watch Wizard of Oz first and then see Wicked. That's not how it works. Trust me.
I thought Wicked was a prequel.
It is a prequel, but you'd have to watch them in reverse order for Wicked to really make sense.
I've never seen Wicked.
It's fantastic.
Right? It's a play, right? You saw the play.
It's a musical play. It's a Broadway production. highly recommended. It's one of my favorites.
I was just gonna watch it for Ariana Grande, but now I have homework.
We're gonna have to just say, okay, Winston, we can't record any more podcasts until you watch the 87 movies and listen to the 97 songs we've referenced. I'd like you to be able to duet Bust a Move with Tony on verse for verse. You guys trade verses on Bust a Move.
Bust it. Oh, it's hilarious. No, yeah. Okay. So Forrest Gump, all I know about Forrest Gump is like he runs a lot. That's right.
Hey, to be fair, whenever I was searching Forrest Gump here, there is a small little animation at the top of Google about him running.
Wow.
What did I say?
Run.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. Okay.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
I thought it was a movie about him wanting to be a runner.
No, it is about this human being that somehow is connected to all of these crazy events through his life.
It'll make you cry. Sally Field plays his mom. It's a heartwarming and Lieutenant Dan. I mean, it's I can't believe
funny. It's sad. It's just a good story.
Yeah,
it got that good old 90 values in the movie, right?
So okay, so 1994 they were this is where the state of special effects was. They were able to insert him with all of these historical, they'd show like historical films and then you see Forrest Gump in the background. I mean, it would be nothing to do today, but at the time it was kind of groundbreaking. Tying it back to Happy Days and the Buddy Holly video for Weezer, they used some of that technology, probably same year. They used some of that technology to put the fellas of Weezer into an episode of Happy Days. That's and cool. the Fonz you see dancing, doing ridiculous dancing. I cannot believe he jumped the shark in season 5.
How many seasons did you say there was?
11. That's it. That's insane in sitcom lifetime. But
clearly the phase didn't work, because if they jumped the shark, it wasn't on a decline if they got 6 more seasons out of it.
Well, there were much fewer things on TV back then. You did not have cable. Fair. And you couldn't binge watch anything. You had to wait for the next episode to come up.
People were hate watching.
They did. They loved it. I mean, the characters on Happy Days were lovable. I mean, it was wholesome entertainment, on TV.
Right. That's fair.
Buddy Holly by Weezer was 1994 as well.
There you go.
Oh wow.
So they took that technology used in Forrest Gump and then incorporated it into the Weezer video.
Gotcha. No, that's super sick. Yeah. I mean, I haven't listened to like any of the Weezer songs. So what would you say is their best album?
I don't know all their albums to make that qualification.
I'll give you a guess. It's all colors.
The blue album?
There's a green one.
Is there a green one?
Yeah, there's a green one, teal one, blue, and then I think that's about it on color. Oh, there's a red one too.
Speaking of colored albums, Danger Mouse took the Black Album by Jay-Z and the White Album by the Beatles and it wasn't even a mashup so much as he took beats and samples from the Beatles album and laid sort of the musical foundation, and then took the lyrics from the Black Album and put Jay-Z over top of these recreated Beatles tracks.
That's pretty cool.
It was amazing. Yeah. So it was called the Gray Album. I don't remember when that came out, but clearly
2004. It looks
okay. The Gray Album came out and he was like, he put this album out. And it was more just an exercise of like, can I do this? Some really, really cool songs on it. And of course, EMI, who owns a lot of the Beatles stuff, was not exactly amused with him sampling the Beatles, to put out this, what I consider and what many consider was like an entirely new work of like these Jay-Z songs with these crazy Beatles. I don't know. I'm sure you can still find it on some corners of the internet, but the Gray Album by Danger Mouse was something very cool that came out back then, talking about, color named albums.
But speaking of Weezer, I think so. I listened to one song from the Blue Album and another song from the Green Album. The one from the Blue Album is "Say It Ain't So," which is
"Say It Ain't So." Yeah, great song.
Good. The Green Album, I listened to
"Islands in the Sun."
"Islands in the Sun." That's the other one. Yeah,
just single. Island in the sun.
Island. Oh, one singular island.
I believe so. Yeah. Otherwise, you're starting to get into islands in the stream territory, which is a very different.
He doesn't know what that is. He does not know what that is. No,
that's Dolly Parton and
Kenny
Rogers.
Kenny G. Yes.
Oh.
Ooh, I listened to a Dolly Parton Kenny G mashup.
That's
good.
Yeah. Fun fact about Kenny G, which I forget what his actual name is. It's Kenny something. He's Jewish, but he has one of the best-selling Christmas albums of all time.
Really?
I love that fact. Yes. People love his smooth soprano saxophone sounds.
Gorlick. Kenny Gorlick.
Kenny Gorlick.
No wonder he shortens his name.
To Kenny G.
I would too.
Yes.
Did you guys see recently that Netflix is gonna discontinue their DVD service?
Yes. And in addition to that, crack down on the passwords.
Yeah.
So that should be interesting. I found that funny that people are still getting DVDs. I would say I was a fairly early adopter of the Netflix DVD thing. And Winston and I talked about this a little bit the other day about the cool thing about the DVDs was, I mean, their selection was unbelievable.
Right.
And so you would go online and, I imagine most people these days have the streaming plan, but you would go online and you had your queue. So you would load up your queue with movies, and on DVD, they had unbelievably rare stuff, like crazy amount, like documentaries, foreign films, obscure horror films, all sorts of stuff that was, it was the best of a video store.
Right.
Which makes me want to ask you, have you ever rented? So we can go back about the demise of the video store, but video stores then pivoted to DVDs. Have you ever rented a DVD in a Blockbuster or a Hollywood Video or something?
No, but I got it from Redbox. Does that count? Like, I mean, that was more my time.
The Redbox was sort of, and then Blue Box. Blockbuster tried to keep up, but Redbox, really? They had a Blue Box for a minute, which was their last gasp of like trying to stay relevant of the video store. But we'll go back to the video store in a second, because I know Tony has memories as I do of going to the video store. It was a big deal. But for Netflix, you sign up for the DVDs, unlimited DVDs, or they had different plans, but the whole thing was like, okay, you have this queue full of movies, and you would put what you want next. Like, okay, I've got 100 movies in my queue, but I want to see this next. And so you put that at the first spot. Right. And they would then, send that movie to you. As soon as they received the one that you had watched, you would get the next movie sent to you. And I don't even know where the shipping location was, but we got them in a day or two here. You'd have a list of 100 movies that you wanted to watch, and you could change their position in the queue, their pole position. If you suddenly like, oh, I want to watch Dude, Where's My Car? And move that up to the top of the queue. Neither of you probably even know that movie.
I've heard of it, actually. Surprisingly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ashton
Kutcher, right? Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a horrible movie, by the way, but it's a stoner comedy. You can move that to the top of your queue, and then once they receive the movie you were watching, once Winston returned his copy of The Wizard of Oz, they would send you Dude, Where's My Car next, because you moved that up to number 1.
Oh.
If they didn't have that, if it was out in the rare instance that several people were clamoring for that movie at the same time, they would then go to the next one in your queue. So you had like the top 2 spots were the ones you were likely to get next, sent to you in the mail in this sleeve that you would then watch the movie as fast as you could, because then you'd send it back. And, if you could cram in, 3 or 4 movies in a month, you were getting your money's worth rather than going to the video store and renting it.
Or you sat with Bridge on the River Kwai for months going, I'm going to watch it someday. I'm going to get around to it.
I heard it's a classic. I've never said, yeah.
I'm holding on to Bridge on the River Kwai, and Dr. Zhivago's next. They're just the top movies on the list.
I remember this. My wife and I, we got Rosebud. I'm going to say Rosebud. Tony's laughing mid-drink. What is that movie? Rosebud?
Oh, don't put me on the spot like this now either. Dang.
Considered one of the greatest films of all time. Winston, former film major.
Okay.
Rosebud.
Rosebud? Is that a character?
No, that's the last thing that's uttered, whispered with a very close up of lips.
Citizen
Kane. Right.
Yeah, I learned about it in school. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Citizen Kane, considered one of the greatest movies of all time, was on our list. Sat in Tony's example actually happened. Sat on the entertainment center for several days, and then we finally watched it. We're like, I don't know if I'm too dumb to understand that, but what was that? Like, I I really felt like I didn't get it, but you know.
No, believe me, I didn't like it either. I had to watch it for class, and I was like, yeah, this sucks.
I went through this period where when we had Netflix with DVDs, loaded up the classics. I'd already seen Wizard of Oz, so not necessary, but I think one of the first ones was Casablanca, however you want to say it. The White House, Casablanca. And Gone with the Wind was another one that I thought was a historically accurate depiction of what happened in Atlanta during this time. I was very disappointed to find out that it was not historically accurate. This amazing, culturally significant movie was a bit of fiction, and I didn't like it. I'd say Casablanca, Gone with the Wind, they weren't horrible, but again, it was just like, okay, what did I miss there?
So here's my thing. I never understand how this works. So if you rent a DVD, there's no like they just charge you like $14 a month and you can keep that DVD for as long as you want.
Right. It wasn't $14 a month when we started. It was something much lower than that.
Wow.
You can keep it as long as you want. So Tony's copy of Bridge Over the River Kwai cost him $15 that month. But say we were really rocking through movies. We watched it the day I got it, turned it back, and then got a movie in another day or two. That was the beauty of it. Going back to Blockbuster, you go to the store, which was an event in and of itself, and you'd pick out a movie. You didn't necessarily know what you were going to get, or if there was, a new release, you might be trying to get there, but, they'd have 6 or 7 copies, but if you got there too late, they were all rented out. So you were out of luck. So you're out of luck for whatever the new release was, but then you walk around the video store and you're like, okay, the video store is laid out. You've got your boxes, your VHS boxes all propped up. You're like, what looks good? Do I want to watch, Leprechaun 2? Do I want to watch Bride of Chucky? Do I, you'd walk through and you were literally maybe renting the movie based on the cover of the movie. Wow. But here's even a weirder thing. I don't know if Blockbuster has had these, but this is hilarious. And Winston, I kid you not, I don't know if Tony will even remember this. Mom and pop video stores back in the day, you walk into the video store, you had your rows of boxes of the movies you'd rent. Hey, there's E.T., there's this, that, and the other thing. In the back of the video store, there was this
beaded curtain.
Yes, Tony knows about the beaded curtain.
It was either a beaded curtain or like a saloon door.
Oh God. Is that where they keep the adult stuff?
Exactly.
Nailed it. Yeah. Right on the money.
Yes.
And they'd always have a mirror above there so the employees could see who was going in and out. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yes. In today's context, unbelievably off the creepy charts. Yeah. But back in the day, if you wanted to get those type of movies, here's a fun fact that I read about recently, and I didn't know this. The reason, okay, let me pause. Winston, VHS Betamax. Not Baymax from not Baymax from Big Hero 6.
That's Big Max. No, wait, what?
It's Betamax.
Oh, Baymax. That is Baymax. Yeah.
Betamax. Okay, so back when VCRs came out, there were 2 formats.
Okay.
Liken it to
well, it'd have been HD DVD or Blu-ray. Was the most current sort of format war.
Back and forth, yeah.
Do you remember that, Winston?
HD DVD versus Blu-ray. Okay.
Blu-ray, yeah.
So back in the VHS days, in the VCR days, there were 2 types of formats: Betamax, VHS. Betamax was far superior in quality. It just looked and sounded better than VHS. Like if you put in a VHS tape today, it looks horrible. It's like listening to a cassette tape for audio. It's grainy. It's, the sound wasn't great, but which is funny because it's got like it's a distinct look and feel, which they've, certain filters and stuff try and replicate that VHS look. But back in the day, I keep saying back in the day, like we're
back in my day.
I know. I might as well just have a cane and a gray beard down to my kneecaps. VHS and Betamax were competing. And I even remember going into the store, renting E.T. when it came out. Have you seen E.T.?
No.
Oh my gosh, Tony, what are we going to do?
One day we'll hit on a movie Winston has seen.
I mean,
today is not that day yet.
Okay, I can understand Wizard of Oz. I can even possibly understand Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but I cannot understand E.T., the extraterrestrial.
I watched Stranger Things. Does that count? That's basically ET.
No, it's not ET.
No,
those aliens want to tear your face off. ET was lovable. Oh my goodness!
He healed you with his glowing finger.
He did. He ate Reese's Pieces.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you one of the biggest reasons why I didn't want to watch ET. How ugly the alien looked.
He was so ugly. He was cute. I had an ET doll as a young kid.
Oh
I had
God!
A little pleather ET doll that I loved. Oh my goodness!
That was basically the rise of Reese's Pieces, actually.
Really?
Yes.
They wanted to use M&Ms for the movie, and Mars said no, so they went to Hershey's and they went, "Here you go."
Reese's Pieces.
That's
Reese's
the only reason they exist.
Skyrocketed.
Oh man!
Skyrocketed. M&Ms missed the boat on that one hugely.
That's why you can enjoy your shake tonight, thanks to ET.
Yes. Way to tie it back. But VHS versus Betamax, the reason, and again, I just recently learned this, was the reason VHS won out, even though it was an inferior product, was the films behind the beaded curtains and saloon doors.
Oh, really?
Yeah. A majority, for whatever reason, were released on VHS. And because of that, suddenly there was a lot of XXX films on VHS. And, that's what sent it as the predominant format.
Do you want to know why Blu-ray won out over HD DVD?
I do.
Is it
the same reason?
Ah, that's hilarious.
Really?
The same reason.
Really? Oh yeah. Man.
Well,
but you can thank the adult industry for a lot of tech advances.
But to
surprisingly,
be fair, Blu-ray won that by a landslide, because I think also because of games too, if I remember correctly. Like all of the PlayStation 3 games were Blu-ray discs. Porn industry.
There you go. Hey, OnlyFans is doing nothing for physical media, I suppose, at this point.
Well, I think physical media is dying out. I don't think anybody is deliberately going to buy porn DVD anymore in this day and age. Give you that. You probably get those weird black plastic bag, and you walk out the store. Everybody just know what you have in it.
Well, there used to be theaters. Used to go. Listen, you want to know why? You want to know why Paul Rubin, aka Pee Wee Herman, got himself in trouble? That's why. It used to go to a theater, and a bunch of dudes would sit in the same room and watch stuff.
Tony, we have to stop here. Do you know who Pee Wee Herman is?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, good, because that doesn't make sense.
Good call.
Fred Willard, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Also, similarly got busted for said activity.
Who's Fred Willard?
You'd recognize him if you saw him.
Yeah. Have you seen Best in Show?
Come on now.
Okay. Have you seen Modern Family?
Yes.
Have you seen Phil Dunphy's dad on Modern Family?
Yes.
Okay, Fred Willard.
Fred Willard. Okay.
Yeah, Fred Willard's. Yeah, he was a comedy legend. In his later years, got caught in some theater. And I remember seeing the news stories. I believe Pornhub capitalized on it, and we're offering him free platinum subscriptions to their website, so he wouldn't have to visit said theaters.
Which, to be fair, the poor guy is just like, if that's where you're going, what do you expect everybody's doing in there? So to be fair, it was a theater room. Like are we talking like a
Tony,
movie theater room?
You versed into weird territory. I'm not sure if the podcast is ready to go into this territory.
We're labeled proproperly on all of our platforms. So
all I was talking about the beaded curtain rooms. That's all.
Listen, you brought it up.
but hold on. But I'm just thinking back about Pee Wee Herman's situation. He's just sitting there jacking off, and they're like, "Hey, is that Pee Wee Herman?"
You know what gave it away? It was him over in the corner going, ha, ha. You can't do that during one of those movies. He came in with his gray suit, laughing like Pee Wee.
He rode his red bike there.
And it was Pee Wee's Big Adventure. I believe it was.
Oh God, that's hilarious.
A very, very different movie.
Oh my goodness, we veered off into weird territory. So I have to ask, how do you know who Pee Wee Herman is, but you've never seen Forrest Gump?
I mean, I don't know. That's I see Pee Wee Herman on the internet with that gray suit and red bow tie all the time, and I think I went down a rabbit hole about it.
But you didn't end up in that corner where Tony and I are talking about.
Part of my soul is very glad that Pee Wee has that cultural significance, at least.
I loved Pee Wee's Playhouse.
I was gonna say Pee Wee's Playhouse.
It's hard to say any of these things now after Winston's comments
and after some bourbon.
right. Which mind you,
it's gone.
Yeah. He had a television show, Pee Wee's Playhouse, and it was freaking hilarious. I was probably in the junior high, the same years like that Weird Al Yankovic really hits. Not that I want to talk about Weird Al, but just we get Pee Wee Herman to Weird Al seems like a logical dot connection.
That's where Lawrence Fishburne sort of rose in popularity.
Yes,
he was Cowboy Curtis.
Yes, Larry Fishburne showed up on Pee Wee's
as
Playhouse.
A regular.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yeah.
Pee Wee Herman. Let's see. I gotta look. Oh wow, yeah, sure enough, he got a cowboy hat on and everything. That's pretty cool.
Before he was Morpheus, he was Cowboy Curtis. So everybody's got to get their start somewhere.
What a great show. Cowboy Curtis, Miss Yvonne, Zombie.
Zombie was a head in a box.
Mecca
Ho. How do you know this? Did you ever watch this, or were you too young?
I watched a ton of Pee Wee's Playhouse.
Okay. If we ever decide to be a rewatch podcast, I totally want to do Pee Wee's Playhouse. Tony, me watching it because I'm certain the word of the day. Okay.
Good screaming, everybody.
Okay, good. Winston's laughing. I've got two stories about the word of the day. Again, we're so off topic now, but I just have to tell you this because this is a hilarious story that's happened to me. So Winston, at the beginning of the show, Pee Wee would look at the camera. A lot of breaking the fourth. Thank you, Phil Major. Breaking the fourth wall. Pee Wee would look right at the camera and be like, "Today's secret word or word of the day?"
Oh, don't ruin the whole lore here, Brian. He had magic screen and he had the robot that would come out.
I know. I'm just talking about the word of the day.
Yeah, but it didn't come out of thin air. You gotta program the robot. He spits out the word of the day.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
The robot spits out the word of the day on Pee Wee's Playhouse. Pee Wee would then tear the little receipt off the robot's body and sit and look at the word of the day and then lean into the camera and say, "The word of the day is
quiet." The word of the day is quiet. So when anybody says the magic word, scream real loud.
Scream as loud as you can. Right. So the word of the day was hilarious. They'd introduce that at the beginning of the show, right? You got the word of the day. Then when somebody would say it, they would scream as loud as you can. In my personal life, real life, I'm at a Fish concert and we're sitting outside tailgating, having drinks. And at some point, all of us sitting around the car are talking about something. And I was like, well, make sure you're incognito. The car parked right next to us. The two guys sitting there begin screaming and going, it's the word of the day. It's the word of the day. And I look at them and I'm like, are you kidding? And they're like, you said incognito. And
that's hilarious.
Lost it. I suppose it's a Fish show, so it's probably not that out there that this happened, but that legit happened to me. The word of the day. So if we run out of topics of me asking Winston what the latest slang word means or the latest trends of me trying to understand this younger generation, we can always do a Pee Wee's Playhouse rewatch program.
I'm cool with it. That'll be something to do, right?
Winston be like, I don't know what the hell these guys are doing, but
I'm super confused about Pee Wee Playhouse because what was the demographics here? Like,
it was a kid's show, and it was just him as the Pee Wee character, and he'd have friends over to this like clubhouse that he had, and it was very 90s looking.
There's no way you can explain this without it sounding weird.
I know it's me and Winston watch anime, so we understand how this works.
Okay, that's true.
So Pee Wee has his zany house, and he'd have all these crazy characters over, and he had like Cherry. It was a talking chair, and he had Terry the pterodactyl, and Zombie was the genie that lived in the box there.
Yeah, floating head in the box.
And he would go and do zany things, and he'd maybe do an arts and crafts thing, and he had before tablets, he had a screen on wheels that wheeled around called Magic Screen, and he would CGI jump into Magic Screen and do things. Be cool. Like, connect the dots, la 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 la. And it was just like he was connecting dots, and he makes something. He's like, it's an airplane, and then he'd jump into this CG airplane and fly around. Man, it was like an acid trip for kids without having to do drugs. It was weird.
It was totally weird.
It was the late 80s, early 90s when the show aired. Yeah, and it was just like, this is normal. Yeah, this is fine. We'll let kids watch this. That's all right.
No. Oh, that's so funny. So Tony, you watched it like when it came out?
It was 5 seasons, started in 86, ran till 91. So I would have been too young to watch it live.
I suppose it's appropriate. We went from the beaded curtain parts of Blockbuster or of video rental stores to Pee-wee's Playhouse. I suppose if we can connect the dots, la 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 la. There we go.
That's it. So this brings me to something else that I want to ask then. I would like to ask both of you, what were some interesting lies that you were told as children that you just flat out believed? And I'm not talking like Santa Claus or Tooth Fairy.
Santa Claus isn't real.
I'm sorry for any children listening. I should have, COA'd that.
Spoiler alert.
But I'll give an example.
Please. And then I want to hear Winston's, then I'll come up with mine.
I have one for sure.
My dad, anytime me and my brother wanted to go somewhere and he was just not going to have it, he would just tell us, bold-faced lie, he'd go, that they're closed for cleaning. Everybody was closed for cleaning so often. I thought that was a normal thing that restaurants and stores and places just did. They just shut the whole place down to clean it for the day. And we didn't think any wiser. It was just like, hey, can we go to Chuck E. Cheese? Can't. They're closed for cleaning. And it's like, oh, okay. That sucks. They always seem to be closed for cleaning when we want to go, but whatever.
That place is immaculate.
I can't argue that. Sure.
Oh, man.
That ball pit's a mess. Clean it.
Well, it is.
The one time Tony gets to go there, he's like, wow, this place is really dirty for a place that's always closed for cleaning.
Yeah, like they're not doing a very good job on those days off, are they?
Oh, man. Winston, what about you? That's fantastic. Okay. And you bought it. I love the fact that you bought it.
For a while. It was probably only a short while, because eventually we were like, this sounds like a bunch of BS. Come on.
This place has been closed for cleaning the last 3 times we've asked about it.
We just drove past. There's cars parked outside.
Cleaning crew.
Because that's a cleaning crew. It's a big place. I got to bring in a bunch of people.
Oh, if I ever meet your dad, I'm gonna be like, nicely played, sir.
So my lie, it's not as funny, but when I was a kid, when I was a kid, like one of the biggest lies that I was always told was like, you would get pulled over if you turn on the car light inside a car. And so like it's always gonna be dark. Yeah. Like so like if I'm trying to like play something on like my Nintendo, or if I'm like trying to read something and I have the lights on, all of a sudden they're gonna be like, hey,
the cops are swooping in.
Yeah, the cops are gonna pull you over, so you can't have the lights on. And
it was illegal, or it was going to blind them and they couldn't drive.
Yeah. And it's like, it's funny enough, I thought it was just a me thing, but apparently a bunch of kids my age experienced that.
I imagine anybody listening now are going, we were told the same thing.
Yes,
that's some BS.
Exactly. Yeah. So that was mine.
That's great. I have a twofer that swallow gum stays in your stomach for 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
If you, the same thing with a watermelon seed. And I always remember I don't know if I believed it, but I was like, everybody said it though. Now I'm like, if you know how the digestive system works, like that's completely ridiculous. But yeah, don't swallow your gum and don't swallow watermelon seeds. And then also I was always super skeptical about like after you eat, you can't go swimming for an hour.
Oh, really?
Did you hear that one? No,
it got reduced down to 30 minutes once.
30 minutes? Okay. Yeah. And I always remember like, what are you'll get a cramp and you'll drown. Like what? I'm a fairly good swimmer. What are you talking about? But the gum too. I was like, I mean, it's not good to swallow gum, and I'm sure there's probably some things, but why would that not pass like any other thing?
It was so funny that you said that, because I remember as a kid, right? I went to a concert with my mom and dad, and my dad had bought some gum, so he gave one to me, and I'm like chewing it, and I asked my mom right then and there as I was chewing it, I was like, hey, is it bad if I swallow gum? She was like, yeah, it's really bad. It's gonna stay in your body for years. I was like, oh man, okay, I better make sure I don't do that. But as a kid, I don't pay attention, so I ended up swallowing it while we're watching this concert, and I started panicking. I looked at my mom, and was like, so I totally like swallowed this piece of gum. Am I gonna die now or what?
I'm screwed.
Like, yeah, and she was like, oh no, you're gonna be fine. And I was like, you literally just told me it's in my body for 7 years. Like 10-minute switch up is insane.
Now that it's happened, let me let you in on a secret. We just don't like you to do it. And I'm sure there's legitimate, as an adult, as a parent with children, I don't have a legitimate reason why. Just don't swallow gum. You don't need to swallow it. But
like, why would you?
For some reason, everybody got together back then and said, okay, instead of just telling the kids you need to spit your gum out when you're done with it, we'll tell them that it's going to stay in their stomach for 7 years. Or if you swallow a watermelon seed, a watermelon may grow inside your belly.
Yep.
We won't just say spit these out because they're not good for your stomach. We'll make this horrific thing to make sure they do it. That's weird. That's totally weird.
That's going back a couple episodes to the blowing of the Nintendo cartridge thing, which is like everybody knew it, but nobody told anybody else somehow,
Yeah.
But that's sort of the reason. If you go, it's hard to find a watermelon with seeds anymore. They've engineered them. If you summer's coming up, when you go to the store, they're all seedless watermelons. There are no black seeded watermelons anymore.
Yeah,
I'll tell you why. Some little kid probably swallowed it back in the day and was like, oh man, I gotta genetically modify these things so I never have to grow a watermelon inside of me.
Because that's traumatic.
Have any of you heard of the lie about the Pop Rocks and Coke?
Yes.
No. Which one's that?
Yes, poor Mikey.
What do you think the lie might be?
Well, first of all, does Winston know what Pop Rocks are? I remember when I legit was able to. I mean, I went to the store and got them. They were fantastic. Do you know what Pop Rocks are?
It's like the candy powder thing that pops in your mouth, right?
Right.
Okay, yeah.
Do you know what Tony's referencing?
No, I don't know about the Pop Rock and Coke thing. That's new to me.
We're gonna modify their behavior by fear and fear alone. That when Pop Rocks came out, it was an urban legend, really, that Mikey, oh gosh, again, Tony,
we're gonna go back.
Yeah,
we gotta go back a step.
everything you have to like go back a step.
I know.
Step. Okay, so but we're going back to the.
Do you want this one? You want me to handle the commercial?
Go for the commercial.
Okay, famous 70s commercial for Life cereal. And there was this kid called Mikey in the commercial, and it's like, none of these kids want to eat Life because they're like, I don't know if it's any good. It looks kind of bland. And they're like, feed it to Mikey. Mikey will eat anything. So they feed
Mikey didn't like anything.
Oh, Mikey didn't like anything. I'm sorry. So they feed it to him, and he's going to town on this bowl of Life. And everyone's like, Mikey, he likes it. Yeah. So Life was okay for kids because Mikey liked it.
Yeah. Okay, so Mikey's a kid in a commercial of a very popular commercial in the 70s.
Right.
That's part one of this unpacking.
Right. What's part two? What is anybody gonna follow?
I was Brian handled that. He was okay. So there was a rumor.
I was reading the footnotes. I'm sorry.
Hold for suspense. There was
Winston's on the edge of a seat.
Playground rumor that Mikey died. He died, and he didn't just die. Mikey blew up. Mikey exploded because he ate Pop Rocks followed by drinking Coke, which the carbonation built up, and it couldn't release fast enough, and Mikey
blew his head apart.
Boom. Complete lie. But I'm looking on Snopes just to make sure. I'm seeing something I haven't seen before. Apparently, this was also followed with another rumor that Bubble Yum bubblegum contains spiders or their eggs.
They're the Fig Newtons. I thought it was Fig Newtons.
Fig Newtons. Now that's partially true. Fig Newtons, the story was always they contained wasps.
Wasp eggs, yes.
Or my dad told me they were wasp wings. That was the crunchy bits in them. And again, believed it for years until finding out that figs actually, in order to fertilize new figs,
friggin' figs.
They do. Wasps help pollinate figs. but will burrow into a fig to help pollinate and stuff and die in there. So that is technically true. There may be wasp bits in fig Newtons.
Protein.
That's why it's a little crunchy in the middle.
Fig Newtons are delicious. I like them. I didn't like them as a kid. As an adult, I like them.
Now, the spider eggs things reminds me, there was a story, and I'm trying to find out if it's real. The story I heard was a lady licked an envelope and got a paper cut on her tongue. And a few weeks later, her tongue starts swelling. And then she went to the doctor. Basically, they do a quick autopsy and a bunch of spiders come out of her tongue because there were spider eggs in the glue of the envelope that had gotten into her.
We're turning this into a Snopes podcast.
Yeah. I'm trying to find out if this is real or not.
We started with Mikey and Pop Rocks and Pop Rocks and soda.
I've never heard of it, but I'm like tempted to try it. Like, I feel like that would be really good.
Right around the time this rumor was circulating, again, this is like in the early 80s when I was a kid growing up. What's funny is we never tried that. I remember hearing it, but we never tried it because that was in my neck of the woods. That was when Jolt Cola came out. And I remember going up to the White Hen Pantry and getting a Jolt Cola because as a kid, you're like, this has got massive amounts of caffeine. I'm going to get jacked up on caffeine. So we weren't trying to blow our heads up just in case that was true.
What's a Jolt Cola?
Jolt Cola was a cola that came out, tasted horrendously bad. It was awful, but what's funny is it would be like a Red Bull today, probably.
I'm seeing it here. All the sugar and twice the caffeine.
Yeah, that was their slogan. How much caffeine did it have in it?
I wonder. Let me
twice. says so on the can.
190 milligrams of caffeine.
Okay, so that's fully like an energy drink. So this was an energy drink before they were marketed as energy drinks.
Right. This is the grandfather of Monster.
Red Bull.
Yeah, and Red Bull, right?
I think I think Red Bull was first. And I guess they did try and get into the energy drink game, but yeah, Jolt Cola came out way back when. But yeah, we never dared, just in case the Pop Rocks thing was true. Yeah. Jolt Cola came out in 1985, so I was 11 years old. I need more energy. I'm 11. I need more energy, right? I mean, there's nothing more than the energy of a child that age. Yeah. But Jolt Cola was there to give you additional energy.
The bug eggs in the envelope glue is false. I've looked this up.
Oh man.
Have any of you been told the complete falsehood of peeing in the public pool?
Oh, where it turned blue
or red. Purple, whatever.
Red. Yes.
It was always a different color.
It's not true?
From what I've heard, not true.
Never pee in a pool, so I wouldn't know.
That's good on you.
I grew up in Indiana, right? So there were a lot of above ground pools.
Yeah.
A lot of above ground pools. Now, if you had an in ground pool, you were rich. Fancy and yes, totally. Exactly. Yeah. Same thing in Pennsylvania, Tony?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I had a friend who had an in-ground pool. They even had like a little pool house, like changing room, bathroom.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Above the toilet in the bathroom of the pool house, it said, "We don't swim in your toilet, so please don't pee in our pool." And
that's pretty funny.
And then I remember hearing about that, people would say, "Oh, we put the chemical in there that they'll be able to tell that you peed in the pool. It'll turn red if you pee in the pool."
Oh.
That's false, Tony? That's something I believed all my life. I just never peed in pools.
So here's the thing, right? I always believed it was going to be a darker blue. And that only got reinforced because I watched Grown Up with Adam Sandler. And I think it was Grown Up too, when he ended up peeing in the pool and around him was like this dark blue color. And so I'm like, oh man, it has to be true. So like, I don't ever go and pee in the pool off of that reason alone.
The internet is telling me that the urine indicator dye is a mythical substance that's supposed to be able to react with urine. Yeah, it does not exist. There is no such thing.
Hey, as far as telling lies to kids, I'm going to say that's a good one.
Yeah,
I could have done without the bubblegum and the watermelon seeds, but I think the pool dye is a good one if it keeps people from peeing in your pool. Because yeah. I mean, you get pool water in your mouth.
Yeah, like you're swimming all of a sudden. Wait, why am I in a hot tub?
I'm gonna bring it back around to old school TVs. And so this probably only is going to apply to Brian, but Winston, maybe you've heard of this too.
Uh-huh.
Did you ever have your parents tell you, if you sit too close to the TV, you'll go blind.
Yes.
Yes.
All the time. My mom still believe it or not. Yeah.
That's a topic for another day, is lies that our parents believe. That's another episode.
I'll do you one better. My mom genuinely believe that if I go to sleep with my phone charging and it's laying next to my head, I will get brain cancer because of the
the radio waves. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, there was another old lie about people believing that you shouldn't go to sleep with a fan on.
Oh, then I'm screwed. Whatever that's gonna.
Was it because the fan would fall on you? Because that's like a genuine fear that I've had as a kid.
I'll look it up. You guys can talk. I'll let you talk about the TV blindness.
Wait, no, I'm concerned. Are you talking about your ceiling fan?
Yeah, ceiling fans. Yeah.
Who installs your ceiling fans? That's the only reason.
I'm like, it's just like an irrational fear that one day I could be sleeping and a fan would come apart and fall on top of me.
I suggest installing it. Well, maybe installing it yourself will make that fear. maybe that reinforces that fear. So no, I don't go that route.
I feel like installing it myself would make that fear go up even higher, if anything.
So as a parent, I try not to lie to my kids. I definitely have not told them that swallowing gum or watermelon seeds will do any of the aforementioned things.
But do you tell them that their eyesight would get worse if they sit too close to the TV?
So no, because everybody's got a phone. I mean, everybody's eyesight is going to be screwed because we're all looking at phones this close away. My eyesight is horrible, so I don't know that I was told that, but I suppose I could believe that because my eyesight, I mean, hereditarily, I've got horrible eyesight. I think that has nothing to do with my proximity to the television than it does my genes. Yeah. But I have heard or read that the reason that so many people have bad vision is because we're indoors. If you are outdoors and you have to look far and you're sort of strengthening that muscle of the need to look far away, that your vision can stay stronger. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's interesting to anybody, but my eyes are horrible.
Well, that doesn't work for me since I have like eye issues from genes just like you, because I was born with like eyes problems. I was technically supposed to wear glasses since I was a kid, but like we didn't discover it until I was like 6 years old. And that's when like my parents took me to get my eye examined, and they're like, your kid eye is definitely weird. So they
were you running into walls before that?
No, surprisingly enough. No, I was nearsighted, so I could see the walls before I hit it.
Gotcha. We're going into geriatric unfun territory. All this will be edited out because now instead of generational differences, it's like the old man telling the young man what he's about to look forward to. Aches, pains.
So apparently the fan death theory is a Korean myth, possibly used by some Japanese, but it is that if your fan is on throughout the night, you won't wake up. Whether that's from asphyxiation, face paralysis, nausea, and like
so many K-pop songs about that, huh?
The government.
That's my favorite Twice song.
Don't sleep with your fan on. Yeah. But like the media and government and stuff seems to be perpetuating this lie. I'm looking at a clip from a July 2011 article saying a man reportedly died on Monday morning after sleeping with an electric fan running. The 59-year-old victim, known only by his surname Min, was found dead with the fan fixed directly on him. All research says, hey, if it's got like poor ventilation in your room, then a fan's not the cause of that. That's just the room. You probably would have died anyways. But it's apparently it is an Asian myth that if you sleep with a fan on at night, you will die. So
Winston, do you sleep with a fan on at night?
I don't even have a fan in my room, so no. But I bought a little mini portable one from Amazon for like whenever it gets too hot or too cold, because like you can blow either hot air or cold air out of that thing, and I genuinely love it. It's great. Yeah. But yeah, I try to. Otherwise, I can't sleep well. But if it's one of those nights where it's already cold, then I'm just gonna snuggle up in my blanket. There's no point in putting on a fan if it's too cold already. But yeah.
Unless you need the noise.
Oh no, I'm not one of the white noise people. I can't sleep with noises going on. Unless it's rain. I love the rain. Rain noises is great.
Do you have any interesting, maybe Vietnamese centric lies that you've been told as a child? Or anything that you were told to like keep you in line?
Oh yeah. Like the boogeyman, but that's like everywhere. Like so it's not really just Vietnamese. Let me think. There's one where
you were told about the boogeyman.
Not boogeyman per se. There's a different word that we call him.
What is the boogeyman in Vietnam?
I'm care. So it's like when if you watch John Wick, they call him like Baba Yaga. That's like their version of the boogeyman. So like that's our version of the boogeyman. Yeah.
Some friends of ours, child, I guess at school, heard about the boogeyman. Yeah. And they had to tell him that now the boogeyman lives in Canada. You're good, because he came home seriously freaked out about the boogeyman, and they were like, "No, he lives in Canada. You're good. You're all right here."
He doesn't have a passport. You're okay.
Yeah, he's not international.
He goes, "Are they building a wall up in Canada though? Are they building a wall? He could just come over."
If Trump gets reelected, that's the next thing, the Canadian wall.
Oh, the Canadian
wall.
No,
we're not talking about any politics. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
What the hell's wrong with the world these days?
I remember there was one. I think my mom used to tell me like I have to wear a coat when I go out because if it's
you'll catch a cold.
No, you'll die from a stroke is what she said. So yeah,
they upped it severely.
Extreme. Yeah. They're like, just to ensure you don't catch a cold, you're gonna die if you don't wear a coat. So that was our thing. Yeah. So
we're here going, oh, you'll have some sniffles. Your mom's going, your brain will stop working.
Yeah, straight up.
Jeez.
And it's funny. And I'll tell you this. I had a friend in Vietnam at the time. He was my entire like elementary school years friend. Like we were close. His house is not that far from me, so I go over all the time. So I know his mom, I know his family and stuff. I know his uncle and all that. One day, his uncle like totally got a stroke. Like he was not being able to move. People had to take care of him. All he could do was just sit and sleep and stuff like that. Like he couldn't even talk anymore. And so I asked my friend, I was like, dude, like what happened to your uncle? He goes, yeah, like he didn't wear a coat when he go outside, so he got a stroke. I was like,
oh my gosh.
So now thinking back, I'm like, I wonder if that's what his mom told him. Because I should have just asked his mom straight up, but we know for a fact he got a stroke. Because this was super scary. One time, me and one of his other friend, we came over to his house to look for him. And I knock on the door because it was closed, all the lights was on. I knock on the door. I was like, yo, where you at? And stuff. All of a sudden, in the darkness, I just hear like words that you couldn't understand because this guy had a stroke, so he couldn't properly talk. And we like lost our shit. Like we freaked the hell out. So we just ran. Yeah, so that was super weird. Still don't know because he didn't wear a coat or not, but yeah. But yeah, so
we've totally veered off into
and we're back. Yeah. Well, thanks for listening. Please rate and subscribe us so you don't miss any of our new episodes. If you leave a rating, that helps too. That helps us get seen. 5 stars, great. Hey, if you want us to talk about something after listening to this, so you go,
more Pee-wee Herman.
You want to listen? Yeah. You want more Pee-wee opinions? Pee-wee opinions? Let us know. Tell us about it. Send us an email at podcastxyz@gmail.com. You can visit us on Instagram. I post whenever we get new episodes out. And you can visit our website to listen to the episodes or find links of other places you can listen to the episodes at podcastxyz.podbean.com. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next episode.
See ya later.